Thank you very much. I'm Julie McCann. I work at Imperial, and as I was very nicely introduced, I'm also director of the Cheddar Hub. I'm also Deputy Director of Cybersecurity and IoT Systems, and my background actually is more your IoT sensor-based systems and the communications therein. Okay, so to give you a bit of an idea. But I've been tasked to talk about skills now. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in skills, but this is how I've seen it. And because it's the opener of a panel, and we love a GC panel, I'm going to be a bit cheeky, a bit provocative. I want you to fight back. Okay. Right. So I'm sure you've heard this morning all the advantages of AI, what it can bring to our communities and the systems that we are interested in. It can make decisions for location and activity, seamlessly routing you to the best possible network. Well, we've been doing routing for a long time. But now we can bring AI to the problem. Now, what does AI actually bring to that problem? Well, it's more where before we have to know everything, and then we model it, and then we do our routing protocols or do our best effort and whatever on top of that. But with AI, we can start to get a wee bit more clever. We don't need to know everything. We need to know less. And therefore, we can find relationships within the system that maybe we didn't think of as humans, and the AI will help us maybe with that. We'll be able to find faster, more foolproof methods for anticipating threats and cleaning the network. AI is being used a lot in cybersecurity systems across the whole digital world. And it's being used in the sort of very basic sense where you're looking for anomaly detection, but it's also being used where, for example, the attacks are getting smarter as well. And so it's getting a wee bit harder to detect an attack just using anomaly detection and straightforward traditional anomaly detection and so on. And we're starting to see super, super sexy threats now that are so clever. So we have to be able to counter those and you know, fight fire with fire and that. We want to be able to do traffic prediction, and we want to be able to do this in real time, etc. This obviously is from Tata Communications. These quotes, I just grabbed them as a sort of sample of what I hear typically in the community of what the benefits of AI are for telecoms. And the interesting thing from our perspective is that they're intertwined. So we've got telecom systems supporting all that beautiful wealth of AI systems that we have out there. And oh my goodness, it's very important that that telecommunications system, the comms underpinning that works and gives guarantees of latency and so on. But at the same time, we're using AI to make them better. So we've got this sort of cyclic thing going on here, and they're so intertwined. And that's lovely. That's a beautiful problem for an academic, I have to say. Yeah, but what do? We have the skills. Great, great, great. Well, yes, and kind of no as well. Okay. What do I mean by yes and no? Okay, so this is a Telehouse study. The first one is basically saying Telehouse indicates a significant skill gap in AI among the UKIT decision makers. And they said about a third of respondents have identified a substantial inadequacy in AI within their teams, okay? And a declining interest in digital infrastructure. Anyway, 1 in 3 respondents predict AI and data analytics to be their most substantial infrastructure challenge in the coming decade. They said there were other gaps, like, for example, cloud technologies and security. So there you go, that's cheery. This is from Manpower Group. They have these projects. This project that they mentioned in our great gigabit project, where 85% of households and businesses are currently the hardest to reach, will have access to gigabit broadband by the end of 2025. Very ambitious. The onus is on the telecoms industry to deliver that 85 coverage, but includes mass rollout. But again, we're starting to see issues here in terms of skills. They list things, for example, understanding of 5G, Open RAN, and artificial intelligence. So then again, they're listing this as a bit of a slight fear for them. They also say the other thing, at the other side, we've got this aging workforce, and they're noticing that there's a critical engineering skills gap there as well. And also they're struggling to prepare for these next waves of technologies. So that's at one end, and then the other end, with trainees and graduates, getting them in is very important to get the pipeline going. Now, meanwhile, that's the bad news, that's the sad news. Meanwhile, government knows this. We all know this is not new. Government's keen. We've got UK is at the very forefront of the global race to turn AI's enormous potential into a giant leap forward for people's quality of life, blah, blah, blah. Future-proof our nation's skills, blah, blah, blah. Wow, 3 minutes. That's a quick 10 minutes. Okay, and there's lots of, the community has received a lot of funding to make sure we build some of these skills. And again, we're in a strong position to harness the power of AI. Now, these are the funding for all the AI CDTs. In other words, the people who would be trained for advanced AI. As you can see, not one of them is in anything to do with comms. Yeah? An awful lot to do with citizen-centered, healthcare, sustainability, environment. These are the things that people in the AI world think is important and will fund. We have to look into that. Also, I asked kids, and if you could bear with me for this, and they said telecommunications is chewy. Yeah, I don't know what that means either. They say it as a utility. They said it just works like electricity and water. Meh. I said to them, well, what about COVID? Sure, did we not save the world in COVID? You would have had no entertainment or work or anything. You'd all been sitting in your houses. And they go, yeah, it was Zoom. That wasn't telecoms. I ask them where they want to work, and they go Facebook, Google, SpaceX, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, what about, and I list, I'm not going to say which, I list the big telecoms companies, and they go, I thought they were a phone company. They're my phone. And who uses telephones? I say, you have a telephone in your pocket, and they go, yeah, but it's not a phone, Mum. You're the only person who uses that. And these are the people that they're interested in. Where are these in our world? So we need these big names. Now here's the thing, we do have beautiful, wicked problems. Now, if you look at the world of AI, they tend to use data sets, right? They use data sets usually to do with handwriting recognition or something medical, right? And they love that, image processing for medical, they love that. They use it even if they're not interested in those topics. What we need is to build those data sets. If we want to get AI people interested, we need to sell our beautiful, wicked problems, and we need to build the data sets and hand them over to those people and let them play with them. So that's one way we could get them interested and coming to us. Other nice ways are UKTIN, as you know, have their interest in this topic and are very much proactive. And then the three hubs that were mentioned earlier, Titan, HESAC and Cheddar, which I lead, all three of us have research areas within us, and you can see the list there, that very much point to AI and related topics, both to support telecommunication systems, but to be supported by telecommunications-based systems. And there you go. Thank you.